I know you clicked this review to hear my thoughts on the movie, and don't worry, we're gonna get there. But before we do that, I thought I'd show something off that's pretty cool, and I don't really have any other time to show this. So, this is the current case for my phone. I forgot to show it off when I actually talked about getting this new phone in another video, so here it is. So, yep, it's pink. But don't worry, it's not Barbie themed. It's something else. You guys want to know what it is? 3, 2, 1. It's Kirby. They didn't have a Sonic one, and all the other ones were not really all that interesting. So I'm like, you know what? I'll go with Kirby. I like the way that this one looks, and it's definitely very bright. And even cooler, it has this little lens protector right here that you can just slide back and forth, and then it locks in. So yeah, this is my phone case. I personally really like it. I've always been a fan of Kirby. It's one of my favorite Nintendo franchises. So yeah, just thought I'd show this off, and it does fit the theme of the video, just not in the way that you thought it was going to. So yeah, that's my phone case. It's pretty cool. I personally really like it, and yeah, it's pretty sturdy. It should last a while and do a great job protecting the phone. Anywho, I wanted to get that out of the way because I need something cheerful to talk about, because today we're gonna do something that may or may not get me a million dislikes and call me a women-hating turd. So whatever. This is my opinion. This is how it's gonna go. Let's talk about the Barbie movie. Yes, I saw it. I actually even forgot I saw it because I was so busy with all this Ninja Turtle stuff, not to mention all the other things, and trying to catch up on Dragon Ball for next month, that I honestly forgot that I even saw this movie at all. But I did, and it all came flooding back to me pretty quickly. I actually have a very descriptive written review this time around, so instead of actually trying to explain to you, instead I'm just going to read off the review that I put out last night. So also just keep in mind, my opinion, you don't have to agree. So anywho, here's my review, and fair warning, if you can't take hearing film criticism, then don't even read through this, because I'm not going to lie about my opinion just to appeal to the masses like I'm IGN or something. Obviously, being a 22-year-old guy, I was far from the actual target demographic for a movie like this. I've never been that big a fan of Barbie as a franchise, but I respected how she helped girls express themselves and promote positivity. I'm also more than well aware of the ton of animated movies based on Barbie that have come out over the years. But knowing that I wasn't really into the franchise, I didn't watch them, because I'd end up hating myself if I did. So keep this all in mind, because the opinion you're about to get is from the perspective of a film critic and not a nostalgic fan of the actual property. So this is going to be much more from a casual perspective than it was when I reviewed Mutant Mayhem. Okay? Okay. With that being said, I honestly would have skipped it if I wasn't a film critic, because in my own personal 100% objective opinion, this film is pretty damn bad. It's not all doom and gloom, as I do have a couple of things to praise it for, but fair warning that this is going to be far more negative than most reviews of the film on the internet that you've seen. And if you disagree, then that's perfectly okay. You are all allowed and entitled to your opinion, as long as you're not a douchebag in my comment section. This is just me sharing my opinion and not meant to influence yours in any way. So please keep that in mind before you start falsely accusing me of forcing my opinion onto you in the comments. So why do I think it's plastic and not at all fantastic? Well, let's dive in, and don't worry, there's no spoilers in case you do decide to go see it. Which, if you do, fine, more power to you. I'm not going to hold that against you. Let's start with the positives, because there are a couple things I do like about it. Margot Robbie, live-action Harley Quinn, is pretty good in the main role of casual Barbie. Some of the jokes can be funny. Alan especially, played by Michael Cera, who's in some of the funniest parts of the movie, and some of the only parts that actually made me laugh. The costume design is good and quite varied in both color palette and style, not to mention loads of Barbie references. at least from what I've found out according to the internet. The concept of Barbie slowly losing her carefree, joyful personality because of the negative emotion of the girl playing with the dull version of her is definitely interesting and very unique. The dance numbers are big and bombastic with really good choreography, and it's got some genuinely great emotional moments that do stick the landing pretty well. Now, for the many reasons why it fails so badly. The story itself is extremely cliche and done so many times before in live-action remakes of other properties. Like a couple I can name off the top of my head of character from a property goes into the real world and learns, etc., etc. Sonic, Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Smurfs, Yogi Bear, the list goes on and on. The writing is terrible and with tons of lousy dialogue that feels beyond forced. The side characters are all boring and do little to nothing throughout most of the movie, making them feel overall pointless. I'm looking at you, Simu Liu, playing Surfer Ken. You barely did anything in the movie, so I don't even know why you were in it to begin with, aside from a paycheck. The acting of everyone besides Barbie herself ranges from forgettably generic like Ryan Gosling's Ken, who's being extremely overpraised in my opinion, to just outright painful to watch. Like the girl and the teenage daughter of the girl. Yeah, I hated both of them. The CGI is at eye-gouging levels of awful and looks even worse than Flash did somehow. If you saw my review of that on Cynical Sane 77, you would know that I hated that movie's CGI, and somehow this is even worse. Let that sink in. All the potential of the concept was completely thrown out the window in favor of being so misogynistically sexist that it actually makes Wonder Woman 1984 look competent in comparison. Falls into the pitfalls of many empowerment movies by crapping on men relentlessly to an anger-inducing degree, just to make women look good in comparison instead of showing equality for both sides and showing how great women can be by just being themselves. The ending, that, while emotional, is unbearably preachy and feels like it's trying to drill the message forcibly into your skull, instead of having it flow naturally. The terrible villains that are completely pointless to the overall story and will just waste time, like why was Will Ferrell here? Why was he in this movie? He was the one part of this movie I was actually looking forward to and thought could be somewhat funny, because he can be a funny guy when given good material. However, here, he only has one or two funny lines, and the rest he's just boring, generic guy in a suit. No. The runtime of nearly 2 hours is freaking obnoxious. Seriously, whoever decided to make this almost 2 hours long needs to be fired. The pace is so slow that I'm pretty sure that even watching paint dry on a wall would be more entertaining. The crap humor that's rarely ever actually funny. Like, most of the time, it's either eye-rolling or cringe so hard your spine cracks. The soundtrack is abysmal, with so much generic pop and crappy mumble rap music that it almost put me to sleep, and only one track that's actually good. The Billie Eilish one that plays near the end of the movie. And to top it all off with a worn and torn gift bow from the basement, the relentlessly horrendous product placement that feels like it's trying to sell toys instead of telling an actual freaking story. Look, I don't think that female-driven movies are a bad thing by any means, and I'm all for it in all honesty. But the problem is that most of these are so poorly handled that instead of being empowering, it just comes off as preachy and agenda-driven to all hell. An example of a good female empowerment movie, which I actually just reviewed recently, is the 2009 Wonder Woman animated film, which did such a great job with helping women feel empowered, but also treating men with the same amount of respect through Steve Trevor's excellent character and his arc. So it felt genuine and not forced misogynism of making one look great by disrespecting the other, a tired cliche that's been repeated in so many of these freaking movies by now, and I'm about damn sick of it. Unfortunately, though, Barbie didn't get that memo, because as a result, She delivered a terrible movie that was unbearable to sit through from beginning to end, cliche, boring, cringy, unfunny, horrendously written, anger-inducingly sexist, lazy, cash-grabbing, corporate, and abysmally executed is the best way to describe this failure in the shortest way possible. Barbie may be made of plastic, but she's so far from ever being anything close to fantastic. Just no. My final verdict for Barbie 2023 is going to be a frustrating and sleep-inducing 2 out of 10. A 2. One of the worst movies of the year, and the fact that this garbage made $1 billion while Mutant Mayhem, a far superior movie, couldn't even make $30 million on opening weekend in the United States, seriously just pisses me off. I won't stop you if you decide to watch it, but personally I recommend just avoiding it and watching Mutant Mayhem or Oppenheimer instead. Both movies are leagues better than this crap. This movie, in a nutshell, is the Waterworld of 2023, an overhyped, overpriced, and unbearable pile of plastic dog shite that feels like a soulless corporate misogynistic cash grab instead of an emotionally empowering passion project. Throw it in the Goodwill donation box and forget the piece of crap even exists. And that's pretty much my whole review. It's sexist, it's cringy, and it's awful. Don't watch it. With Super Mario movie, I was happy that it made $1 billion, because it is a legitimately great movie. Even now, after 3 watches later, I still really enjoy it. Not as much as I enjoy the Sonic movies, absolutely not, but still, it was a great movie in its own right because it felt like it was made with real passion and effort. Whereas with this felt like a corporate mandated cash-in that just so happened to have so many big names attached to it just for marquee value. And, of course, because of the stupid, stupid Barbenheimer memes. Like, seriously, stupid. And another thing, the fact that without this movie, Oppenheimer wouldn't have even been a successful film in the first place, just pisses me off even more, because Oppenheimer is a fantastic movie that I will make sure to review later today on Cynical Saiyan 77, because that is a great movie that you guys need to go and see. As for this, avoid it. Avoid it like the plague, and look forward to it being ripped to shreds in my worst list. Oh, and another thing. If this movie is one of the reasons why Mutant Mayhem bombs and makes no money, I'm going to drop it down to a 1 and accelerate it up to the top 2 on the worst list. As of right now, it's probably sitting around somewhere maybe 6 or 7. But I swear if Mutant Mayhem bombs because of it, I will drop it. Hell, I'll even drop it to a 0. I'm not afraid to do so. This movie was such a pain in the ass to sit through that I honestly wouldn't freaking hesitate to do so. Look, not the target audience. I get it. But even so, I still expect it to at least be passable. This is not that, and all the critics that say it is are freaking lying to you. It is a cringy, corporate sellout. Okay? Just want to get that through your heads. Don't fall for this like you did with Avatar 2, guys. Don't go see this movie. Go watch Mutant Mayhem or Oppenheimer instead, or hell, just save your money for Blue Beetle. That's right around the corner. Literally watch anything else other than this crap. Whether you're a guy, a girl, or somewhere in between, this movie's not for you, and it's only going to piss you off. So, yep, that's the movie. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and thankfully I don't have to talk about this crap again until the worst list, so that's a good thing at least. And from here on out, I have some pretty positive videos from here on out. I'm going to be doing of course, the side ranking character tier lists for the TMNT side characters. And then, like I said, Cynical Saiyan 77, I'm finally going to put up my review of Oppenheimer, because it is that movie's so damn good and deserves your money. This does not. But still, like I said, if you want to go and see it, fine. I really don't care. You want to go see it, that's your opinion and that's your choice. Me personally, it's a one and done at best. and a pretty freaking bad one and done it at that. So, yep, that's this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Jack Small, Cynical Saint 77. I'm going to go watch something more joyful now before I put my fist through my monitor. So thanks for watching. I'm Jack Small of Animation Station, and I'll see you next time.